Okay, this is a video on how to make the handle for our project, and let's see. First, let's have a look at the major steps. So we should start from. Let me show you the beginning of this model. So let's suppress everything first. All right. So we start from show first. First, we start from a sketch. So based on that sketch, uh, we extrude that sketch up, okay, but without those holes. So first thing is you draw this sketch, then you extrude up, but without the holes. Excuse me. Then the second step is you draw you create a datum, which is on this reference line here. If you look at this angle, okay, it's gonna be at this line, and it's also vertical. So we're gonna create this datum, okay, that datum, and after that datum, we need to draw two lines here. Let me get into this sketch. So that's gonna be our the second sketch, and after that we extrude this two surface, and this two surface is gonna be two sheets, and apparently the middle one is solid. So after extrude the two sheets, we're gonna use the trim body command to cut this the metal part of the handle into the curvy shape. So we trim the top, then we trim the bottom, and after that we just hide this two sheets. Okay, and we have this the top and the bottom curve of this handle. Okay, so next step is we're gonna dig the stuff in the middle of this shape to make this a sheet metal shape. So we use shell command here. Okay, so once you use shell command, it's gonna give you the dig out those inside volumes. Okay, so here let me hide those sketch and the datum. Here we have finished the shell command. The next thing is we dig those holes. So at first we didn't extrude those holes because we want to do the shell command. If you have hole in this solid, you're gonna have shell around the holes. So now we do the three holes. Alright, so after those holes are made, next we're gonna draw the shape of the handle, the grip. The grip, there's no dimension on this. I just drew some random curve and make sure they're outside of your metal part. And after that, our grip gonna be consists from three parts. That's gonna be the top, okay, top, back, and the bottom. So we extrude the top first, as you can see here, and since, if you remember, we still have these two sheets, okay, which cuts the shape of the metal part. So we're gonna use this to cut the grip also. So we're gonna trim body on the grip. So this way, the up grip gonna match the metal part. So if you can see this surface kind of match that surface. So later on we can unite them together. So we made the top grip, and also we can make the bottom grip. Now we have two pieces of grips. Then we're gonna fill this shape in. So for this shape, we need to do a sketch, okay? And you get those shape from projected curve. You can get those curves. Okay, within the sketch, you can use projected curve. And where's the command? That command is either down below or on the top. Okay. Anyway, let's exit the sketch. So once you have the sketch, we're gonna extrude. Okay, but let me hide this. Once you extrude up, okay, it's gonna be a whole piece, and you want to well, actually I think I don't need to trim this. Well, whatever. I did trim the top and the bottom to match the other two pieces of the grip. But as you noticed, actually we don't really need to trim this. You can just unite three pieces together. Okay. Now let me hide this metal part. So we have three pieces, and we can just unite them. Guess I cannot redo that, but anyway, so you unite those three pieces together using a Boolean command. So all what left is round up the whole thing. So 3 edge blend. Alright, now let's start doing the sketch from this first step. So I have built a new part, and I got this shape from the slides, so I can look at the slides and make the dimensions, and you should have that in your slides. So let's start. Well, first let's start a sketch. Okay, the bottom. So it's gonna have this shape. The dimensions now. So for this sketch, you want to start from 3 holes, and make the position of these holes fixed. So let's start from the first hole, which is in orange. Okay. Oops. Now, first one is on orange, and the dimension is, the diameter is 1/4. So let's put in 1/4. And the second hole, okay, the second hole is gonna be aligned with the first hole, and it's on y-axis. So you just drop another one, and the diameter is the same. So make sure you drop this on the same vertical line. Okay, and the third hole is somewhere here. Okay, just drop this, and we can come back and modify the dimension later. So by the way, it's a better way to draw a sketch in X. You just drop the shapes, and come back, modify the dimension, or you can put a new dimension. So this way you don't have to put dimension in, then draw something, put dimension, draw something, put dimension. You just draw them at once. Okay. So we have 3 holes here. And if you look at this picture, we have some reference lines here to help positioning the holes. Okay, so first we're gonna draw a straight line from the, and you want to make sure you snap on the center of this arc circle. So once you do this, it's gonna automatically make sure the straight line is coincident with the center of this arc. Okay? So later on, they're gonna, if you modify this length of the straight line, the circle gonna move along with this line. All right. So now let's turn this two straight line into reference. So once you click on the straight line, there's a fast shortcut. So you can use this button, convert to reference, or if you cannot find them, it's down here. Okay, and there's a command, convert to or from reference. Okay. So once you convert them, it's gonna be a dash line. All right, let's go back and have a look at the dimension. So the first dash line is 1 plus 7 over 32, and the second one is 2 quarter, and the angle is 161. Okay. So let's do 7 over 32. Drop a dimension here. If you notice now, the circle and this one is green. That means their position is fixed, and the lower ones, they're not fixed yet. So as we drop in those dimensions, okay, they're gonna turn green one by one. Okay, that's the first dimension. And the second one, you want to make sure it's tilted. It's 2.25. And it's still not green because there's angle. You have to define the angle. So we click this line, then click this line. It's gonna give us an angle. So 161. Okay. Now you can see everything is green. Okay, meaning they are constrained. And the hole size a quarter. Second hole is a quarter, and the bottom small hole is 1/8. It's in the slides. Okay, so that's gonna be 1/8. All right, we have 3 holes. So the difficulty of this sketch is this the arc on the left side, because there's no dimension on the center of this arc, but we have 3 dimensions. So we have this. How can I stop this? Okay. Maybe I can put this down so I will not snap. Okay, still snap. Okay. If you see here, lower than the curves, we have 3/8, a half, and 15 over 32nd. So that's 3 distance from the arc to the center of these 3 holes. Okay. So what we do is, first we draw a random arc, similar to the shape. So we have 3 point. Use 3-point arc, and we can make sure it's like aligned with the center of this hole. And the second point is gonna be the end point. Okay. Now the third point we want to put anywhere. It doesn't matter. So to fix this arc, we can use 4 dimensions, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3 here, and we make sure that the start point is on x-axis. Okay. So, and you can see these lines are green and this one is not. And this little arrow means the degree of freedom. Okay, and first the distance between this center to the arc. And you can see once I'm close to the arc, it's gonna say arc of sketch 0. And if you pass the arc, go to the left side of the arc, it's gonna snap to the center of the arc. So we can put in here, or you just hover for a while. Get the well, hover here. Just quick pick. Pick the arc and make sure it's the distance between these 2 points. That's gonna be 3/8. Okay. Then the next one is the center of this arc to this big arc. Okay. Make sure it's tilted. It's the distance between this arc and that center. It's gonna be a half. And what's the last one? 15/32. So now the center of this and the arc, it's gonna be 50/32. Now if you look, still not fixed. There's still degree of freedom, and we want the start point to be on x-axis. So what we can do is we drop in a dimension start point or end point to x-axis, and we put in 0. Okay. Now if we look, there's no degree of freedom here, but there's a little bit here. We can leave this alone. And so now we can start from the top and do the right side. The top is gonna have a circle with dimension diameter of 9/16. Okay, so let's go inside. Center is gonna be 9/16. Okay, so the curve, and we have one straight line from here, drop down somewhere. You can just put this one here. Okay, and we also have one straight line, drop down from here to somewhere, then go out, touch with this. So now we have the shape. We can put in dimensions. Okay, so the dimension will be, let's have a look. So the length of this is 1.5, and the length of this is 5/16. Okay, now 1.5, okay, and 5/16. Okay, so now we can do quick trim. Don't want this. Trim this, trim that. Okay, close. And this, we need this line. So this line is the length, and that's your angle. Okay. Length is somewhere here, and apparently it's not parallel, so we want to carefully pick this up and delete this. Okay. Otherwise it's going to be conflict with your angle dimension later on. Okay, so 2 plus 11/32, that's going to be, oops, okay, 2 plus 11/32. Okay, and then the angle between these two is gonna be 154.66. Alright, and no degree of freedom. Okay. Alright, so we pretty much have the top here, and this two arc, they are, shall I say, arbitrary. So you just get a similar shape. Oh well, we missed something. Okay, we still need the bottom tip. And okay, so we need this reference line first. This reference line is gonna be 6 inches long, and the angle is 161. Okay. Let's get a straight line from the center of this arc, and apparently this one is parallel to this, so we can hover at this line a little bit and come down, and you can see beside the curves you can see the parallel icon. Just drop this and turn into reference and give it this one a dimension 6. Okay, and now the bottom straight line is 5/64, so it's gonna be half on the left and half. So snap to the perpendicular position. 5/128. That's gonna be the right half, and then we can go to the left half. 5/128. Click, drop it. Okay. Now we have two curves left, two arc. So we can use this 3-point arc. Okay, and start point, end point. Alright, the middle. So probably you can get like this, tangent to this reference line. That's fine. It's not critical dimension. And we can do another one. Start and end. And you want this to be tangent to this big arc on the top. Okay. Let's go back and drop this. Well, see, this is a little bit flat, and that one's curving out more. So probably I'm gonna adjust this. Go back. Okay. And we can make this arc a little bit longer, so maybe do added curve. Yeah, part of constraint here, I know. So you can pull out a little bit, maybe here. Okay, and make sure the dimension is still there. 0.5, and it's gonna be 3/4, not 3/8. Okay, and then we put the arc. It's gonna be tangent. Okay, let's have a look. We have this, and we need to fillet at the corners. The fillet is gonna be the radius is gonna be, where is it? 1.5. Okay, 1.5. And I think, okay, the one on the top is 2. The one on the bottom is 1.5. And then go into the sketch, fillet, and pick this. It's gonna be 2. Oops. Let's do this again. Put 2 first. This and that. Okay, got it. And the bottom one is 1.5. Press enter. Click this. Click that. Okay, and click finish. Alright, so we have this. Pretty much we got the same shape as this. Okay, So the key here is to fix this big arc on the left first. Okay. Alright, so next thing is we extrude. See what's the extrude thickness gonna be 0.5, but it's gonna be symmetrical, so 0.5 on each side. Let's do extrude symmetric 5.5 inch. And have a look, and I don't want those holes, so press shift and deselect. Well, guess we have to select them. Okay, so you can use this filter and select only the outside shape of this sketch. Okay. Alright, so once we get this, we can hide. And the next thing is we build that datum for the two sheets to cut into this metal part. So let's build a datum, and we want to use two lines. Okay, the first line is it's gonna have a datum on this reference line, and the second line is we want this datum to be parallel to z direction. Okay, so we have a datum that's on this reference line and parallel to z direction. Just click OK. Alright, and let's get a sketch on this. And apparently I don't want the coordinate system to be there. I want the coordinate system to be in the center of this circle. Click OK. Alright, then F8. Now we can start sketch, and the dimension is on the slides. Okay. Now let's see what the dimension is. So first we have a straight line from the top. Okay, on the top, straight line, and you can make this longer than the first sketch, since we're gonna cut that solid. So you want the sheet to be bigger than that solid. Okay, so we have one sketch, one straight line, and later on we have one straight line that's taller, higher. So, and we have a transition between them. Let's put on some dimensions. So the height of this is gonna be 7/32. Okay, and the height of this is gonna be 5/32, 5/16. Sorry. Okay, then the end point of this lower straight line is gonna be let's say 1 and 1/8 away from the center. 1 plus 1/8. Okay, and the start point of this top line is gonna be a little bit further. 1.75 away from the center. Okay. Now we have a transition between these two. Then we do fillet on these two corners. The fillet gonna have a radius of 2, so we input 2 first, press enter, then we pick this, that, and again this and that. Okay, and without fillet, can adjust this. Alright, and then we have a tail that's coming down, so make this whole thing a nice tail. And we need another dimension, this the length of this original curve, original straight line is gonna be 1 plus 7/32. Okay. And the tip of your handle is gonna be random. There's no, oh, actually I gave a radius, so the radius is 17, sorry, 17. Well, how do we do this? Okay, first is center point and start point. I'll just drop this, then put a dimension 17. Okay, and yeah, it's kind of far away. You can drag this point, click, or right click, edit, and drag this point like so. And still 17. You can make sure this arc is tangent to this straight line. Okay, so that's going to be tangent. Okay. All right. Now we have the top curve, and then we can mirror this whole thing down to the bottom. You can use mirror curve, select curve. I'm going to leave the top. Yeah, okay, we need a center line first, and just draw some line from the orange. And let's do mirror curve. Select the top. Center line is going to be the center, and just okay. And you don't want this two sheet to, well, I guess that's okay, but I don't really like this tail. Just cut this off. Okay, maybe cut more off. And okay, delete this. Alright, and finish. Okay, now we have something to cut into this metal part. Okay, so we can extrude this sketch into a sheet. Dimension doesn't really matter, just make it big enough to cut the whole thing. Okay, then we have two sheets. Okay, next is we're gonna use trim body command. So trim body, and so for trim body you can only cut once in let's go ahead. The target is gonna be the solid we're gonna keep. Okay, target, and tool is the cutting sheet. That's gonna be this, yeah, and you cannot pick that one because this tool can only cut once, so you cannot cut that. Okay, then you have direction too. Make sure the direction is right. Can do apply, and we have cut the top. Then we do that again. Let's pick the target, and the tool is the lower sheet. And if I look at the direction, change the direction, and click OK. Alright, now we can hide the sheets, and that's our metal part. Okay, so Next step is we make the center volume. We dig it off the center volume. Now we're gonna use shell command. Okay, shell and the thickness. Let me have a look at the thickness. Okay. Thickness is gonna be 3/32 inch. It's the thickness of your sheet metal, and then we're gonna pick a surface. Okay, so we want to cut into from this surface, and something's wrong here. Maybe we use single surface. So this, okay, we don't like thickness. Let me check the sketch. Thickness is how much? So I want fraction and accuracy. Yeah. Okay, and we cut into that. It's gonna be, oh, okay, that's why 3/32. That's too much. Cutting is too much for this, and I think let me go back, have a look at this one. Well, apparently something's off. Let's measure this. Well, the problem is the thickness of this sheet metal is too much, bigger than this tip. So just make this one bigger. We can change this to maybe, let's say 8/28. Finish and try that again. 3/32. Alright, now it's okay. Okay, now I guess I made a mistake on the slides. Okay, anyway, we finished the shell. Okay, just click OK. And the next thing is we're gonna make those holes. So we just simply do a extrude and pick up these 3 circles, and we can use single curve. Okay, 1, 2, that's the third. And since it's gonna be cutting 2 ways, we can use this, and we can use subject here, the Boolean command, or you can use from here too. But we just do this in the extrude. Okay, and select body. Okay, select this one, and click OK. Now we have the metal part. So next thing is we draw the grip. Okay, so if you look at the this shape. The grip is probably start between these 2 points to curve. Go to the model and F8. We can hide this solid first, and also we need a new sketch for the grip. It's gonna be YX. YX. Okay. And the shape doesn't really matter, so we just use random shape. Let's see, from here to here. Okay, 3 points. And here, then like this, and go to handle. So we have something like this here. Okay. Well, you can do this neater. Project these 2 curves and make them like the same distance. So I can do this. Go to the sketch. Get maybe, well, guess what? I just snap to the center and draw a circle. Draw a circle here, and second one probably something like this. I want to be parallel. Okay. Parallel, and can approximately from here to this arc here, and that's gonna be it's not very good looking. Well, project curve. It's the easy way to do it. Project the curve, project the single curve, and this and that, and even this probably, and that, also this one, yes. Okay, and we have projected those curves. We can then offset this one, the whole thing, okay, and maybe 0.2. Click OK. Go back to delete this one. Delete this one as well. Okay. Now we can also project this whole thing here. Then offset. And different direction. Okay. Then we're gonna trim away those things. And now we have a shape of the grip. Okay, it's kind of big compared to the original one. Okay, you can modify it, you can twist a little bit. And I'll just go ahead and so we have this grip shape, and also we have some projected curve, and we can make them into reference so they will not get into the way. I'm sorry. Let's do this. Select curve. We can hide the bottom. So we have the center is reference, and we have this grip. Click finish. Okay. And now we can extrude the grip. Let me have a look at the dimension. The extrusion is gonna be thickness is gonna be thickness is gonna be 7/16. Okay. Then we click OK. To body complete. Oh, it's here. We don't need anything here. We don't need any Boolean calculation. Just use this. Okay. And then we can show up that. And also we can extrude the lower half. Extrude and reverse. Okay. Then we can cut this shape. And want those sheets coming out. Okay. And then we can use trim body. The target is gonna be the grip. Surface is gonna be this. That looks right. Apply. And then the second one is the lower grip. Surface is gonna be the lower sheet. And we need to reverse the direction of that sheet. Okay. Then we click OK. And we can hide those two sheets. So next is the back of the grip. Okay. Also, now we need another sketch. We can just get this sketch, to draw on the same sketch. But when you draw on the same sketch, you have to be very clear, like which circle is for which extrusion. Okay. So we need something. Just draw on top of those curves. So we can use the intersection. Get this one and that curve. Gonna need on curve, so we can match the shape of that, the inside. Okay, then go up. And can draw this shape. Okay, and also we need a little bit of section here, since we cannot use this whole arc for extrusion. And we can use this, but we still need something here. Okay. Right. Finish this, and I'm gonna trim away this sticking out. Okay. Finish sketch. Hopefully it's not gonna affect those top and bottom shape. Yeah, see, this one is affected. So we need to go back and reselect the curve. Okay. It's gonna be single curve. Still connected. Connected curve. Not good. Okay, single curve. I want this, that. Keep going. Yeah. Okay, now we can extrude the back of the grip. Extrude. Okay. See, that's how you don't really want to put two stuff in one sketch. Okay, we can do symmetrical and the same height. Alright, so pretty much we have the whole grip here. And let's show this. Okay. So we have all the solid come in already, and we can unite them together, and then we do the edge blend. So unite is here. That's the Boolean command, and you should look that into the slides. Unite subject, and intersect. We're gonna do unite, and it really doesn't matter which one is the target. So just pick all of them. Click OK. So if you notice, there's no boundary lines here. Before there's lines, right? Now there are a whole piece. Okay. Okay. Now all the things left is the edge blend. So we can get rid of that. Hide those things. Hide the sketch. We can also hide this. Okay, let's do the edge blend. Okay, so I think the dimension is 0.2. 0.2. Click the curve. Click that curve. Okay, and apparently this side is too big and it's overlapping. So we want to use variable radius, and we want to add 1 point at the end of this curve. Okay, click OK. And for this point, we want a smaller radius, 0.1. Okay, so here's 0.1. That's gonna be 0.2 over there, and we need another one. The end point. It's also 0.1. Okay, so 0.1, 0.1, that's 0.2 to the bottom. You can even put more points at this corner and define the radius at this corner, but we don't really need that. Okay, so now we have this, and we're gonna edge blend the inside of this shape. It's too big. It's gonna be 0.1. Press enter. 0.1. And what do we do about here? It's smaller. 0.08 probably. It's not good. Okay, I'll put another point here, variable and radius, and put another point on the top. Okay, and want to be really small here, so it's not coming out. Okay, maybe you put really small. Okay, then we can probably put another one on curve. Yeah, on curve. Okay, and we can make this one bigger. 0.1. Okay, so there's a transition between them, maybe 10% of the length, and we put another one for the bottom. Okay, 10%. And have a look. Alright, then we can do the handle. Okay, edge blend 1, 2, and for this one, if we use circle, it looks kind of too it's not smooth enough, so we can use other options. This one. So this one is the curvature of this curve is continuous, not like circle. So if you look at circle, the curvature of your straight line is 0, and the curvature of your circle is a constant. So you from 0 to constant, that's a sudden jump. So this one, that's our smoother surface. Okay, and you can define this too. The boundary is the whole thing. The center of the radius is the center radius, but not, well, too much. Just say this. Okay, and also, if you remember, I think the height of this extrusion is 7/16. So we can make this height match with the height of the grip, half the height. So there's no surface left in the middle. Okay, so now we have a smoother grip. So there you go, you have this grip